SDNN, Donut News Network, and I'm your host, Angry Cops AC for short. Tonight's top story brings us to the USS Nimitz. With thousands of sailors on board, the Nimitz water supply has been tainted by a small amount of jet fuel. We go to AC in the field. AC, are you there? Yes, AC. I'm here standing outside of the USS Nimitz where a small amount of JP5 or jet fuel has leaked into the ship's onboard water supply. Their potable water, if you will. Now, potable water is used not only for drinking but also bathing, cooking, and showering. Incredible. How are the sailors doing on board the ship? Have any been consuming large amounts of this tainted water? And how long until we can expect this to be fixed? AC, we've been told that luckily enough, the small amount of jet fuel that had leaked into the potable water has had zero negative medical effects on any of the soldiers on board. And this is on part two. The commanding officer of the ship taking quick and decisive action and being able to clear and clean out the entire water system in only the matter of a few days. Outstanding. Well, that's fantastic news, and we'll return with more after this commercial break.
My name is Private Potato, and don't you change that channel. I'm Private Potato. I've already said that. Of potatoes, shirts, and stuff. And boy, do we have a selection for you. Do you like drill sergeant shirts? Do you like dirtbag private shirts? Do you like shirts that remind you of how you remodeled a home and it cost a whole bunch of money? Boy, howdy do we got them at Private Potatoes, shirts and stuff. And with the Halloween season coming, we've got the shirt for you. An Angry Cops Halloween shirt with spooky drill sergeants eating the souls of the young privates who make mistakes. But you better act quick because these shirts are gonna be gone after October 31st on Halloween. Just like an apparition or ghost. They will disappear. Act now while supplies last. Private Potato shirts and stuff are located within the barracks. Please do not tell my team sergeant or I'm gonna get in trouble, and I really need to download some of these shirts. I bought way too many. My entire room is full. I'm never gonna pass barracks inspection. Oh, with Private Potato shirts and stuff, our prices aren't into the sky.
And we're back with new developments from the USS Nimitz water contamination story. AC, are you there? Can you fill us in? They've been drinking jet fuel. No, let me say that again. They've been drinking jet fuel. What? Who is? Dozens and dozens, if not hundreds, of sailors have been eating, drinking, cooking, washing with jet fuel tainted water for almost a week. A week? I thought the commander said that he cleared everything up within the first couple of days. Ha! A high-ranking naval officer lying about tainted water with jet fuel in it? Where have we heard this story before? Well, last year at the base at Pearl Harbor, a bunch of jet fuel spilled out and contaminated the water, and nobody told the families that were living on post. I believe the captain's name was Captain Spitzer. He got a really big award after that fumble. Oh, you would think that these people would learn from previous mistakes, but no. Because when jet fuel was discovered in the water system on September 17th, at 17 or 1800, they didn't notify the entire ship, hey, you should probably stop drinking the fucking tainted water, until 5 or 6 hours later. 5 hours? How much water was consumed by the crew in this amount of time? Have there been any negative side effects? The numbers right now are unknown on the amount of soldiers that consumed that tainted water or the amount that was consumed, but many sailors have been going over to their sick call in order to get checked out for illnesses such as vomiting, nausea, overwhelming body aches, and rashes. Some of them are physically weak, but that could just be because of the poor leadership that they're surrounded by. Horrifying. Long-term issues can result from contamination by jet fuel, cancer being at the top tier of that list. How are these sailors being taken care of with all their medical needs? Well, hold on to your butt, AC, because it's about to get a lot worse. As of September 21st, numerous sailors have come out and complained that when going to get medical treatment, medical officers on the ship refused to put down their drinking the contaminated water on their medical reports. That's right. They wouldn't notate that these sailors had potentially drank contaminated water being contaminated with jet fuel. Wait, how is the VA going to assist any of these soldiers when they get out if none of this has been recorded on their medical record so they can prove that it's service-connected? They can't, and they won't. If this is true, these medical officers are really jacking over their subordinates. These lower enlisted and other officers that are making the complaints, like, wow, what a genuine #1 top tier screw job they're getting. Because when you think of taking care of your subordinates, you think of jacking them over when obviously such an obvious on-duty incident could mess with their long-term health. If this is true, allegedly. Well, if that's true, that is absolutely horrifying. And if anybody were to throw their sailors under the bus like that and refuse to put any of this in sort of medical documentation, if that's true, they should be at minimum demoted and at most just kicked out. Don't hold your breath, AC, because I have one hell of a doozy to drop on you. Drop it. Drop that bomb. Alrighty. A couple of days after the initial incident, the commander stated that the entire system had been flushed out and that it was good to go, even though a number of sailors made complaints that the system still smelled like fuel, showers, spigots, sinks, etc. still smelled like fuel. But on the 24th, the commanding officer doubled down and stated that there is an acceptable amount of JP5, that's the jet fuel, that can be drank when diluted in water. That's right, there's an acceptable amount. You've got to be kidding me. How much fuel did he say was acceptable to drink? I shit you not. I would love to see this commanding officer sit down with 5 glasses of water in front of him with several different amounts of JP5 jet fuel in there to see which one he would determine to drink and which one was the acceptable amount, and then he can swallow that entire glass. I think that if what he's saying is true, we should give him that appropriate, acceptable amount of jet fuel in water to drink just so he can show us, you know, that it is acceptable, because that makes sense. Oh, and this tiny leak, get this, wasn't exactly tiny. It seems as though a pump and line was connected to the wrong spout, and they pumped gallons upon gallons, forcibly moved water through, pumped gallons and gallons of jet fuel into the potable water on the ship. Wow. That sounds like an easy fix. 3 days should solve that. Check this out. This is a photo from on board the Nimitz within the first couple of days, showing you the jet fuel sitting on top of the water, which is still cloudy from all the particulates, etc. in the water system. Is that the acceptable amount right there? Is that the acceptable amount of jet fuel that we can drink? And days after that, here's a coffee mug filled with water that they were going to use to make coffee. Does that look like the acceptable amount of jet fuel and water for you? It looks like somebody just poured a pint out of a pub. It looks like beer water. But I bet you that's acceptable. I can't wait to see what award this officer gives himself for totally botching up this entire job. And for those of you, sailors, soldiers, Marines, etc., attached to the USS Nimitz that have been denied any medical treatment or the documentation of this, I would contact my senators and or congressmen. Have your parents contact theirs at their home and bombard them with questions as to why this is being documented, or why you're not being treated appropriately while serving on the USS Nimitz after drinking, consuming, or bathing in, etc., contaminated water filled with jet fuel. And on that note, I'll see you next time, weirdos. Oh, hold on, AC. We've got somebody from on board the ship. Looks like a Marine that is willing to give a statement. Sir.
Yeah, I've been on the Nimitz forever since the beginning. And I've been drinking the water and I feel good. It's the water comes in the glass with the fuel on top and then normal water. And then you stir it all together like a Nestle Quick. It's real good. It's got vitamins to make us Marines go strong. But my tummy hurts real bad.
Wow. Wow. What did they do to him? The medical officers refused to write down that these sailors had drank fucking shit.